This episode of Special Conditions is brought to you by our Patreon. Everything we do here on the Pokemon Professor Network is powered by our community. You can join our community of supporters on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. We offer a range of support tiers and various benefits. All patrons will gain access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. You can support us over on patreon.com/PokemonProfessor. With tiers as low as $1 a month, you can support a collective of hardworking part-time creators that have a passion for Pokemon and podcasting here at the Pokemon Professor Network. Like myself, Lane, and Justin, and everyone else. What's up, Pokemon trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 194 of Special Conditions, the TCG podcast where our love for competing and collecting collide. Special Conditions is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle, joined by my fellow card enthusiasts, Justin Keller and Lane from Good Morning Johto. How is it going, fellas?
It's going good, and we delayed long enough. I'm just going to open this Mega Evolutions pack right now.
Sure. I was going to say I feel mega because of, and then we get the game in like 10 days. Like,
Yeah.
For
Oh,
reference,
that's true.
we've been chatting for the past hour before we actually started podcasting. So
Whoa, no behind the scenes.
we appreciate everyone for coming and listening to us. Whoa, look at the color of that code card.
have you not
I know,
opened these
isn't
yet?
it weird?
Lane,
It's got the
I don't
Pikachu
have
in the
access
back.
to cards. I can't find them. They're
Don't
gone.
you have your sketchy, country Walmarts to go to?
Yeah, I did. And you know
And we got
what?
a
They had
fire.
Twilight Masquerade.
Abra.
And I said, I'm not
Makahita.
paying $60 for an ETB
Biro.
that is a set that I don't want.
Nincada. Celebi.
Ooh, I like that sound.
Stonejourner.
Ooh,
Forest of
Forest of
Vitality.
Vitally.
Nickit.
Ooh,
Yveltal.
Yveltal.
And a Meganium.
Miganum.
Womp.
Miganum.
Well, I tried.
Don't you have another one?
I like this set. I think the playability.
I did. Well,
is
we'll
so-
just do it later.
All right, Justin. With that being said, and that pack being a dud, on today's show, card of the day will be one that keeps creeping up nightly, like the moon. We'll get there. Main topic of the show is going to be, we're talking about what the community really wants from card shows, what people dislike about the current scene, and how vendors can help change the game. From transparency and fair pricing to better vibes and kid-friendly engagement, this one's about building a hobby that feels like home again, and not just hey, I put some cards on a table and buy them. And then we'll wrap it up with some feedback and just stuff I've heard over me asking questions and going over stuff and looking at it on some websites like Reddit and forums and stuff. So just there's a lot to unpack. You guys
Is that a
okay?
card
You
reference?
guys okay?
Is that a card reference?
Yes.
No, I mean, I mean, nobody
lot
was
to
responding, so
For whatever reason, I thought of, now I want to try to make it to the highest level I can on live. I feel like I've never made it to like the highest level on live. Now I need to actually try.
I also feel that, but I just had like a massive stack
Yo,
of
maybe
code
we
cards.
should have like a challenge between the three of us to see who can make it the highest.
That would be
All right,
awesome.
we'll call it the
Yeah.
podcast challenge because we can't call it the league challenge.
Oh,
We can call it the podcast challenge.
podcast challenge. Okay.
So everybody
my
listening
only problem
right
is
now,
because I have a job I can play like the whole time. So like
Yeah,
that's
wow.
that's the cheat code that I do with other games why I make it every month.
well, you still have to win matches. So do we want to start it today?
It's early in the month.
Okay,
just
yeah,
go-
we'll start
go
it
to the
today.
end of the month.
This was not
Yeah,
planned.
well,
This was
I know. I need a challenge
this is a
because
great idea.
I am not opening the app. I'm not playing.
I was gonna say because I feel like we've just talked.
Play.
Yeah, I feel like we just talked like conventions and money, and I get all that, and like I'm like, man, I really do want to talk about like decks and different things. Cause
Man, I brought you on the wrong podcast. I'm like, I feel like we were on a different podcast.
No,
when
so
we
no, what we do
started.
is we talk about starting, playing again, and then we talk about what we've really been doing is buying, selling, trading, absorbing, obsessing over cards.
Oh, okay. So starting today, and we'll go till spooky.
Halloween.
No, we'll go till I think November 2nd is that's a Sunday. So that week, so like the 5th when we would podcast, the 5th will end it. So wherever we ranked at the 5th, next podcast we'll kind of talk where we're at and what level we're at number wise, and just know so everybody can know that hey, this is where we're starting. Because I don't think I've even started.
When's the last time you've played, Adam?
It was probably like 3 Zoom calls ago.
Really?
And I don't even know what I was playing.
I missed that. I miss us like.
It's been so long. It's offloaded from my phone.
I was gonna say mine was probably Journey Together. Mine was probably like
yeah,
I'll watch.
That's what it was. I built Zorark after Liam won regionals. That was
yeah.
Yeah, that deck was cool. I do like that one. Mine was like, and then the Ethan's Ho stuff almost brought me back because I just want to play the people's stuff.
Oh,
But
I
I'm
just built
streams.
Ethan's Typhlosion, and like that deck, that is very powerful very quickly, and I understand why it's the way it is. It is very good.
Yeah. So okay.
And that accidental 6K I went to that I didn't know that Justin texted me.
How'd you do?
We can talk about it later. I'm gonna bring up like me going to that store and everything, but we'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay.
Tease, baby, tease.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
We'll see next week what we do.
All right, let's just jump into the card of the day. Justin, do you have any guesses when I say the moon?
Lunatone.
I got it.
Close.
Hold on. It's the Cleffa from like, is it Twilight Masquerade or Paradox Rift? That's like praising the moon, the illustration rare. That card's good.
Almost. You're getting further from the card.
Hmm.
And
Does it?
I guess it's not really the moon because
Is it a nickname?
it's a sun. Yeah, it's a nickname.
Does it end in Brion?
It does. It is an evolution.
Well, how much is it right now? What are we talking
okay,
about?
so let's
So
be
let me
clear.
let me preface.
Which one
Let
is
me
it?
preface. We're talking about the Umbreon EX from Prismatic Evolutions, the SAR, not the regular EX, and not the stamped one, the SAR, the one that's going for a pretty penny. And can I just say that like 3 weeks ago, I don't know, whenever I did a show after pulling it, and I had it in my case for 840, I think, and I think it was going for like 870, and I was like, that's pretty good. And I saw some sales for 850, but I was like, I want to be below market so it'll move. It did not move. And then the next show was New England Card House, and I had it for 950, and I think the latest sales that day were 999 and 999 and 980, and I'm like, I think 950 is fair. I think that's fair, and it's like if somebody offers, like I can wiggle around a little bit.
So,
And
Adam,
nobody offered.
That brings up a question for me. When you price stuff, are you doing like, last 10 sold listings, and you're kind of averaging? Are you looking at TCGplayer and eBay and price charting?
So
What are you
I'm
looking
actually looking at everything because
What's
sometimes
everything?
things
Like,
are weird.
What thing are you using? Like, what are the actual?
Okay,
places
so
you're
I'm
using,
using.
like, actual
There's an
sites and
app
stuff?
called Collector, which
I use that
was,
one. Okay.
which was shown to me through
Yep.
somebody at a previous show, and because they like fought with me on something, and they go, and this is where it was like I have stuff. I have stuff in like the dollar bin, and then I have like a $2 section, and it's like, oh, this one's $1.30, and I'm like, I only have dollar bills. I'm like, really? I was like, it's a reverse hollow Snorlax from forever ago, and I apologize if you know who if you are listening and
calling you out,
and I'm calling you out. But it's just I get my prices through TCGplayer. Price charting is very slow to update a correct price, but it gives you a good average. Collector is, I think, the most like up to date in my opinion, but TCGplayer just shows you like what something just sold for. So you can go off of that. I don't really enjoy, because like market is different from like what the last 3 people bought it at.
Yeah, I pulled it up. This is what the collector looks like, at least the web version.
It doesn't look very good, I will say that.
Wow.
The web version.
I use it as a collection tracker for like price change it like that. I like Collector a lot for that use.
It's like how clean it is.
So you TCG, and it's great. Free. I track all my stuff. So use Collector, use TCG.
eBay is strange because people can,
Sure.
and I know you can use 103 point or whatever and look it up and find out exactly, but it's like, it's so much work to just find what the best offers were and stuff like that. It is a lot of work, in my opinion.
So, yeah, mostly the same ones that I go to, but I also, you got to look at like lowest listings too, right? For some of it, because it's like, this may have been bought out, but if it's going up, right? Like, if this was the last price at 900, but all the listings now are at 1,000, do you price it at 900? Do you price it at 1,000? Like, that's always the moving of the market part of it. And you're a night before guy, right? You're the night before the show guy.
And that I think is just something for people that are coming to see me or coming to the show and they see me vending. Just understand that like I've tried my hardest, and I've probably slept like 4 or 5 hours max, because it's like I'll go to work Friday and then get out of work at 6, won't get home till like 7:30, and then I'm up all night. And then most of the time it's like if I have Ashton, it's like I have to, I'm cooking dinner, I'm getting stuff ready.
They're gonna say he's pricing cards.
No, not yet. We're getting there. That's like another step. But we get, I get everything situated, and like by the time I get him to bed, everyone fed, dishes, everything, cats fed and everything, and
already tired.
It's like 9:30. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. It's 9:30, and I've been at work all day, but I still have to I have to go ham. I'm looking up cards, and sometimes cards don't get repriced. So it's like if a card was $2,
yeah,
and I know that like it could go up or it could go down. So it's like a double-edged sword for me. Like it could be in my benefit, could be in your benefit. So
what's your like threshold? Are you is it like anything below $5 you're not really spending the time to reprice? Is it
I look at the bigger ticket cards because I need to make sure that those are priced fairly and correctly, because I don't want somebody to see the Umbreon and it's like if I went to a show, it's still priced at $950, but this one here says heavily played at $950. And then if you look at like recent sold, near mint holo foil, 1,204.
And you don't want to get got either. Like if it goes up,
right.
You're like, I don't want to be you don't want to be the lowest.
Right. So in my opinion, I would probably, because I know in my mind's eye, like it is an English copy, and this is the cool thing about Collector, I will say, is you can type in Umbreon EX, you've got Prismatic, it can show you the graph, and it has just skyrocketed in the past 3 months. I mean, but it's nowhere near it was at first. But if you look at graded, and you're looking at graded copies in a 10, there is 3,048. Okay, that doesn't sound like a lot. There's not that many. With how many packs they're printing right now, and there's still that many Umbreon, that's a telling sign, because if you look at Terrestrial Festival, yes, and they're still printing packs because they're doing that Umbreon Espeon stuff, the promo pack. There are 49,796 tens. So there's if you go into the collector app and you hit the middle, it says graded. It'll show you underneath PSA 10. It'll show that there's 49,796 graded. So it baffles me. Like my mind actually.
Price.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. But if it baffles me that like the raw card is like 300 for Terrestrial, and in Japanese it's 500 for a 10. I mean, I get it, but there's so many of them. There's so many. If you want this card, if you want this Umbreon, buy it in Japanese. It's $300. It's the same art, better quality, better quality control, and it's $500. That's half the price. So in my opinion, what I want to do is I want to sell mine and then buy this one, the Japanese Terrestrial Festival, in a 10. So I can say, hey, I've got it in a 10. I'm happy with that. I have the same art. I don't care. That is my goal, to make a little, but I also want that in my PC. Now, I've never been a Japan person, but after opening a bunch of these packs with Ashton, he really enjoys the evolutions. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what kind of wormhole I opened, time-space continuum, but I did something. And so he like hung the posters in his room, and I was like, uh-oh. So my goal is right now is to get all of them, and I have all of them except for Jolteon. No, I don't even know. I know Jolteon is like weird because it's like, if you look at it on collector, it's dirt cheap.
There it is.
But
yeah.
But all the sales are like, everything on eBay is like 100 plus. It's like,
sure.
How? It's showing on collector that like the value is like 80 or like 60 or something. So it's just mind boggling. So I saw Japan, and it said they're so cheap raw. They're like $30 to $40. And I'm like, that I can't not go for it, because it just makes the most financial sense instead of chasing. Yeah. Well, I mean, all the Terrestrial evolutions in general. So that's where my mindset is. But me going to the show, I mean, full transparency, I know that the card is off-centered. I tell anybody looking at it, I'm not trying to pull a fast one on anybody, because I feel being transparent and honest is how you make sales and connections and stuff. And I know that it won't 10, but I do know that it'll 9. Like, it's got good corners, it's got good centering, or not centering, it's got good surface and edges. So it's like, I know it'll 9. It just won't 10.
I ain't telling them crap. Not that
there's
it's
difference.
Not up to the vendor, but here's the thing of like, it's near mint, right? Well, this is where like vendor to the, like, for us working at the store, we've had cards returned if they're not like centered properly, right? Like, where condition for Pokemon is now, like, if I sell them a near mint card, which we usually don't. Like, that's one of my big boo-boos that we don't do. Is like, centering doesn't affect the condition of the card, correct? Like, that's, but where you're saying most people buying the cards are grading them, right?
Yeah.
Or ones it shows ones you're running into.
I mean, it's that, or it's like, the inevitable, I'm thinking about grading it. I want to have a good copy if I were to grade it one day,
Yeah, it just strikes up a conversation. And I talk to people.
Sure.
Like, people don't realize this, but if you talk and like actually hold a good conversation, like I'm more apt to like want to work with you
Yes, yes,
than
1000% yes.
than if you're just like,
When
yeah, can you do like this on this? And it's like, no, just talk to me. Tell me about
Yep.
your collection. Tell
Yep.
me what you're collecting, how, like why you collect,
I-
how
okay,
long you've
that-
been in
that
the
brings
hobby.
brings up a good point.
Yes.
So like, what, you know, you're a person, you're going to your first show, as like as a buyer collector, first time you're attending one. What would you recommend to people, like as they're going around talking to vendors, trying to buy cards? Like, who? How can you evaluate who's a good vendor, who's a bad vendor? Etiquette you should have for yourself, that type of thing.
Um, as far as stay away from
Uh,
the tables that just you can see I don't know, it's hard because it's like I can't say this without hurting
I
other
got it.
people,
Can I take
but
a,
it's like
let me
but it's not even like like some people legitly have access to product and so they have lots of it, but then there are some people
me.
that's like, whoa, this, like my thing that I, okay, side tangent.
Adam, they're not listening. Just you said you wanted to call things out and be spicy. You got to call things out
No,
and be
I
spicy.
well,
We're
I
not
understand
Come on,
saying
Ken
that,
by
Peg.
name.
Come on, Ken. Come on. Let's light it.
so
Let's
so
poke the
it'll
bear.
be like all the Costco like prismatics.
There it is.
It's like
Yep.
I won't touch those. I know because I saw you in the parking lot buying them, and then you were asking other people walking in
Yes.
to buy them. You would give them money so they could buy them. Like,
They're very upfront about it as well. It is not a secret. It is not.
right. And for them to be, and just like looking at that set, like I know that it's not worth, like I've opened them. Ashton and I
Okay.
have opened them.
So the takeaway here is not buying from someone who has a bunch of sealed product that it looks obvious you know where they got it from, like the Costco
My problem though is
bundles.
what's that percentage,
or-
Adam? What like that has that stuff? Like that you think? Because
I would
that
say
would be high for
there's
me.
it's probably like 10 to 15%.
Oh gosh.
I think, yeah, it's a lot.
Mine's like
and
80.
it's not just like that. It's like other products that it's like, well, clearly they just rated a Walmart because it's like
Yes.
there's Surging Sparks ETBs up the wazoo and ETB or Surging Spark like the 6-pack bundles. I know that because I went to a Walmart and I saw, like, I will share it on our Instagram or I'll have Justin put the picture up, but there was probably like 24 ETBs and there was probably like 20 plus of the 6-pack bundles.
Yeah.
And there were like, there had to have been, I don't know how many sleeved promo pack blister single packs there are in a case, but there had to have been like over 500 of those, and they're all gone. They were all gone today. I went in there and there's nothing. It's just like, and I also went in probably like 3 days after I went, and nothing was there. And it's like I could have bought as much as I wanted. I could have grabbed a whole cart and just filled it up. But then I'd be that person, and I don't want to be that person because it's very obvious when there's a huge restock.
That it hurts to be the good guy.
It hurts to be the good guy
if you
because I
find
want to
it,
do something right.
We said this at work all the time because I could just put market price on our store stuff, right? Put 300 a box on Mega Evolutions, whatever. Like, flip it down to there. So you see, and it's easier for Magic, I will say, because some of these vendors, like Magic the Gathering, has a special collector booster pack that is only to Walmart. Like the box is different. So when you see that at a show for me, I'm like, oh, like you can tell. And most vendors are very open about it. Of like, oh yeah, I take my whole family, and we crush it.
And it's one of those things where I don't know if they have like some products where it's obvious that's what they did, but they have other stuff and they're not just only flipping the sealed stuff they bought at Walmart, then sure, I'm more open to going to it. But okay,
Yeah,
so
that's just the I would avoid. But if you're going for your first time, just go. The experience is everything. So I would say talk to the host, like when you get in there, like just say like, okay, like what's the show about? Like what's the layout? You know, who's the person that I should like definitely go to? And those, like the people running it will point you in the right direction. So start there. But also start with, go in with like 1 to 2 things that you know you want, and just find those, but find them at a price that you're comfortable with.
I was going to say the same thing.
Do not just see like, oh, they have the Bubble Mew and it's $2 under market. Like, like I need to get it. Like, don't just immediately.
Impulse buy.
Yeah, because you don't know. Somebody else, again, like if it was me, like I don't have an amazing inventory. I have a reasonable inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So if you came to somebody like me and I had the Bubble Mew, I would work a trade with you. I would try to work out something. So it just because it's the market is whatever on it, I might take down $10-$15 just to like make sure you get it. You tell me, oh, like I've been looking for this card, and then you show me your binder of like everything. That's another thing. Oh gosh, there's a lot of tangents here. But you just show me your binder. You're like, yeah, that's literally the one card I'm missing, and it's like, okay, that you just told me a story. This is the one card you're missing. I'm gonna do everything I can to try to help you get this card. You know, it's, I mean, I guess
you catch me that last hour of the show. I'm giving cards away for free. I'm 5 and under. Yours.
So
free.
Getting back.
Okay,
to the question.
So Bubble Mew is sitting at $6.45.
No,
okay?
we don't care about Bubble Mew.
I'm just saying, like if I had it for like $6.40, I might do $6.25 just to like make your day type thing, like, and then that's still less than the $6.40 that you saw earlier. That's still that's even cheaper. You know.
Okay, so what are some other things we can do? You're going in for your first show. We talked about, the Walmart flipper. Like, who else? How else are you like?
Adam, take a drink of water. Daddy's got this one.
You're going up to. Are you going up to table? Let's say you come up to a table and they have nothing priced. Are you going to even talk to them, or you just go on to the next table?
I'm skeptical.
Adam took that drink of water so fast. Not that him and I do conventions differently, because he's looking at it as a seller, right? Like as a customer going in, like the point going in. I'm
looking at it from both angles because I want to be approachable, and I also want to be able to have fun with people.
I've done this for 10 years.
Give me a $5 card.
This is the one thing that I've done for comic books, cards, everything. What I'll do is kind of what Adam says, but in a different aspect. Even if you have like the Walmart packs or whatever, could care. Like I'm not looking at them. Like I like singles, different things. I choose like, let's say a $5 or $10 card, right? I know I said there's a card, Clobbopus from Surging Sparks. I go to every convention. I know what price it is, and what I'll do, and before I buy a bunch, I'll check that one card that I know what the price is, and I'll check that to all the vendors, and be like, okay, these guys have it at $4. All right, maybe their stuff's better price, like for this $5 card, and then I'll go to another vendor, and that same $5 card is $11. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So it's your one example that you know the price. And then you can be open to other things because you're sampling the market of that one card. Of like, and here's the thing too, with sealed product and all these different things. If you don't think you could ever find it out of Walmart, like if it's a box of Sun and Moon or whatever, do it. Like, but if it's, I worked a convention the day of mega release, and guess what was everywhere? Yeah, no, you'll find it eventually. Like one day, like same with Prismatic, right? Like Adam, like
I finally, and only because it was Sam's Club, only because they limited it to 2 per person per membership. So like they can see that you purchased this. So like they're like, nah, sorry, bro.
I'll sit and watch.
And I love
I'll do
that.
It on my lunch.
I love that.
Yeah. So the closer you are to release day, the more likely you're going to see it again. So if you're for a couple of years removed, may not be as likely.
Yes. Like that's why with Obsidian Flames, like the Charmander, like we're seeing like skyrocket now from the ETB itself. and like these cards. So like that's the one thing that like I try to like find with different vendors.
Yeah, but we've seen Scarlet and Violet just
Sure.
base ETBs be reprinted.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I
Those were
had
just sitting on
the
shelves. Nobody
day
cared.
Shining Fates came out. I got a restock of Hidden Fates. Like I remember getting Hidden Fates the day I got Shining Fates. And I'm like, man, that's the way like reprints and stuff used to work. I'm like, this is incredible. And we used to open up boxes and get stuff from like that we never thought. But yeah, like, and there's still like, because everybody's like, man, anyone want more 151? And what was that last big box bundle? Blooming Waters. Like,
Yes.
everybody's like, that's
Lane looks. He's like, yeah, I scalped that one.
I'm like, what's the one I had? But everybody's like, okay, this is the last one we all believe, right? And that's why everybody was going like punching people in Costco's and stuff for them. Like, it was one of those. Yeah, when I look at shows, but like if I'm going for singles, this is another thing too that I think, especially if it's your first show, write down the card and the prices you're looking for. Because at bigger shows like
that's
Collecticons and
huge.
stuff, surface doesn't work. Like we've all done conventions, Justin, probably like even the ones like you're going to, like these non-card ones, like especially, there's not going to be. Collecticon didn't have service at all. This convention I worked, even it was like just a local county fair convention, TCGplayer was down for 4 hours. So then you can't check prices. The vendor's already priced it. You're just like hoping
Yeah,
on a
you're
prayer.
just going based off of feels. So yeah,
Sure. I think
that brings
having
up
Yeah,
another-
my
game
favorite.
plan,
My
having a
favorite
game
is I
plan.
wrote down
Good
every
Lord.
single SAR from Terastal, and not
That is
everything.
a
It was all the
madman's-
Pokemon. Yeah, no, seriously. And I wrote down like what it is raw, what it is in a 10 for PSA, what it is for a 9, and then what it is in a CGC pristine. Now, in looking at all those numbers, I'm like, that 94 looks a lot like 104. I'm okay with a 9. I'm very okay with a 9. And just everything down the list, I was like, the 9s across the board, basically the same price.
Adam, you've changed.
I think that-
It used to be 10s or nothing.
I know, but at this point, it's like if I want a card,
Yeah, no,
in the-
I feel the same way. I don't, if it's a 10, great. I don't need a 10.
Dude, I'm
the
on
biggest-
8s and 7s. Give me 7s and 8s.
the biggest jump from like a price to a 9 is the Iron Valiant. This was probably 3 weeks ago, but it was $8 raw for Terastal,
Yeah.
but it was $22 in a 9. But I'm like, still, like that's the cost of grading right there.
It's more. I mean, it's less than the cost of grading.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
that's why I
what
buy
I'm saying.
7s and
Yeah.
8s. That's why I buy 7s and 8s, because like they're go under the price of raw. Like I've had people at conventions that are like, nobody wants to buy these 7s and 8s. Give them to me. Give me.
I'll take them all.
I'll buy them all. I'll buy every single 7 and 8 at a show, because if they're less than raw, I just crack them suckers and throw it in. And like, you know what I mean? Majority of the time,
Yeah.
especially 8s.
So okay, so it brings up another thing. So for you guys, how often are you going to non-card specific shows, and do you change any of your strategy? Does that change any of the strategy if you're looking to buy? It's your first time going to a show. You're going to a Comic-Con. There's card sellers there, but it's also like comic books, plushies, those 3D printed dragons. The whole
Everywhere.
gamut.
Yeah. Adam, have you done a non-card show like a?
I did a flea market or
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
really bad. There was one
Really?
other Pokemon vendor, and he was nice enough because they said it was their first time like doing a show at all. And I went over there and I bought a Houndoom PSA 7, I think. I don't know if did I trade that to you, Justin?
You might have actually.
I
That
feel
sounds
like
familiar.
I got
that
it
sounds familiar.
specifically for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I looked at the market and I was like, ooh, that's a little bit under. Turns out it was not. It was actually over. But anyways, that's fine. But he did end up giving me like one of those like sticker packs, the silver foiled ones from like way back when. And I was like, that's so cool. That was so nice of you. I appreciate it. But yeah, we basically paid for the table and that was it.
Gosh, for me, they're fish in a barrel. It's shooting, like, for me, it is the easiest shows, the easiest, because, like, not like a flea, like, so working like even, I've worked some at like college campuses that were just supposed to be comic shows,
Uh-huh.
and then just being the one card guy at a comic show, especially at these one Justins that you and I go to, like these big like that have celebrities and stuff. But
Comic
now
book,
normally
cosplay
those,
style. Yeah.
yes, normally those though have really high table rates. So like
And the card prices reflect it.
yes, so my table rate for the biggest convention in all of Kentucky is 10 times the price of a Collecticon table. That is not an exaggeration. That is an exact number.
That's crazy.
And with comics, when we do that, we have to bring more people because we're loading more trailers. There's more like heavy lifting where I could bring like a case card. So we've done that. And when you're a Pokemon vendor at a comic show, like Justin, like we like think you like if you just find one, you find yourself like sitting at that table more because you're like, oh, this is the one thing I want to look
Yeah,
at.
I like doing
Yeah.
like shows that do have sports as well, because then it's
Yes.
like people just find you and then they're like, oh, you have
Sure.
Pokemon, and then they'll come back because they're like, wow, I actually saw like a ton of stuff.
That's the one thing with sports, especially like with Topps Chrome and like the CC, like the collectibles, like non-playing stuff. But like but yes, the table rates of those are ridiculously high. You too get to meet like celebrities usually. Like if you open your table, like you're there an hour or two early, they'll let the celebrities go and shop.
That is interesting. That is a good point. Because I always wondered, because like a
When
lot
do
of
they
times
deliver?
I'll go by and I'll be like, okay, I kind of know the prices of like my Arcanine cards, and I'm looking,
Sure.
okay, they have that Arcanine, but that is 20% more than I would ever spend on that card. So then like a lot of times I just don't end up buying because I just feel like they're priced high.
Yes.
But I guess that makes sense because they gotta make up.
Well,
the
you found a
margin for the
trick
table.
though. You found a trick. So this is a trick that comic collectors do that we had to learn in the trading card games, and it's usually two ways. One is if you know someone's going to try to whittle you down, start 20% over, and then you're like, oh, look, you're at market price. But for me, and like you, what you kind of said, Justin, it if it's too high, it scares me away. I don't even want to start the back and
Yep.
forth
Yep.
if I'm already too high. So I like,
Which is why
there-
if something's like 148, it's 150. Like
Sure.
in my opinion, it's 150.
but then do you still get asked to go down?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Same.
Most of the time.
I do the same
yeah.
thing. Yep.
So it's like I don't feel bad for doing that because I just shouldn't have to. Like I'm not going to play. I'm just rounding it to the
Yes.
nearest. It makes sense. I'm not going to be like 148 and then just be like, okay, like that's just a lot of change to
But,
work with.
Justin, that comic people do that. That's something that started like when I would go to my local comic store, I would ask about a book on the wall and they go, "Hey, just for you asking, 10% off." I'm like, "Whoa, I wasn't even there." Like, because we know you're not the person to do it. Like, usually it's for the people that are like, "Hey, like what?" And then we don't know if they're like, "We know you come in every single week. We know you're just gonna buy it. Like, it's supposed to be for this reason." And I'm like, "Oh, had no clue." So that when almost 100% of our customers are trying to negotiate price, starting at that higher is to get closer to that market. I have a Mew from Pokemon Go, the big like over New York card I just wanted. I had to negotiate it down because the guy was 25% over. And I just wanted market. Just give me what the card is worth and selling at it. But the other part in the twofer is if they're buying it high. That's where we are finding these guys buying at 85, 90%, which I'll talk about in a little bit, that they have
we'll
to
get
market
there.
20% over because of that reason.
So this brings up a good point. So some of the backlash, I guess, that I've heard is that, customers or trainers or collectors are, like they understand that, you're only getting 80%, like if I'm buying your card, like I need to buy it at a reasonable rate so I can actually make money off of it. So when I buy, it's either 70 or 75, depending on what the card is. If I really want it, like if it's like something like I want, like I'm willing to do 80%, but then for trades, I'm at 80 to 85. Just because that's how I roll. And I don't like for me being a vendor, I don't like when collectors are like, oh, hey, I have this. Will you trade? Like, and then it turns into like, oh, well, actually, I was just going to buy it because it's now this price or something, like changes. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's very confusing. And then
Okay, so if
the
someone's
other,
trying to make a trade with you, how do you prefer?
I
do you
prefer the
prefer
whole
this
thing to just be trade. Like, it just makes it so much easier.
Are you saying how do you approach
but,
it?
But understand, like, I can't go, I don't want to go higher. Like, I can't give you like 90% because as a vendor, sometimes like, or just a person, just as a person, people will just throw slabs at me and they're like, oh, hey, it's a Japanese 8 from the olden days. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to move that. Like, I got a 6, first edition Charmander. Like, I don't know if I'm going to ever move that.
Okay, so what about
There's a lot of,
little?
so just, it doesn't make me, like, I just know that, like, when we do stuff like that and we do take in trades and stuff, like, some of this product we're going to just sit on. And it's going to be a long time before we move it because it's not something that's desirable. But I'm willing to kind of just take anything because it'll help you get the cards you want.
See, that's
'Cause
my
again,
flip-flop
I
of like
care-
where Adam is a person running the booth and I am like working for a business doing these. I'll take anything under the sun. You know what I mean? Like I have the foot traffic, we have a brick and mortar. That's what I'm saying with me taking these cards that people don't. And now I'll say this, and it's like I am not in charge of these prices. These are not, we trade and do cash at 70% flat. Like that's it. Like not the best because we are a brick and mortar. But we have happened is these guys that go for, hey, that guy's offering 85% or 90 cash. They'll just go to them, get cash, and then come buy my card.
Yeah,
And like
that's
so
true.
like that for us, and we're very open. We're like we have a brick and mortar, we do this. But that's where like the difference where I love about this show is like, and Adam might talk about shows. It shows the difference between a business brick and mortar versus a like with
Somebody
Adam is
who
like
is
the main
trying to
thing.
change
Sole
the
proprietor.
game.
Side
Yeah.
gig.
Because ideally, like, because it's all about connection. And like, the longer I've been doing this and going to shows, the more I've realized people aren't just coming to buy cardboard. They're coming to feel something, like they get excited, nostalgia, community. And,
Adam's heart's so much better at mine than these. I think everybody's turds and they're out to get me. Like I have a
yeah,
And,
no,
uh,
and it's you can see that, and like I've met some great people, and it's like I apologize that I don't have a list of names because I really should, because the last show at New England Card House, like I had several people like just chill and just have long conversations. I had somebody that had just walked in; they were looking at my Sylveon EX from Prismatic, and they were like, "That's what I came in here for." And they're like, but I'm also looking for X, Y, and Z from like Sun and Moon. And so they were all like a bunch of trainers. And I was like, well, let me look through all of my stuff. Give me like 10, 15 minutes. Cause sometimes I have other stuff in other places. So I just had to look through it.
I do the same. Yep.
Yeah.
I do the same.
And so they went off and I had it priced at $325. It's now a $400 card. So, good on them. They made out. And but that's just the market, so it's like I can't be upset. And I was able to find the Lilies card from Sun and Moon. It was one of them that they were looking. It was one of the cards that they were looking for, and I found it. And they're like, "We just bought this at another booth." Oh, geez. And then they're like, "But I'm definitely interested in the Sylveon." And then we just talked a while, and I was shown that they pulled the Zekrom from Black Bowl, and I was like, that is so cool. Like, I'm very jealous of that. I was like, but I would like, and this was towards the beginning of the show, so I was like, I would have to fork out money in order to like make a trade deal with that, and I was like, that just doesn't feel good. And I know that it's a new set, so I backed off from trading because I was just like, I don't know how to gauge a new set that just came out. And so with that being said, we talked for a while. They looked at a bunch of different cards. I think it might have been like $20 or $24 or something like that. And I was like, and I had the Sylveon price at $325, and I was like, $325. Those cards come with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just having that connection and talking to people. That's what it's about. Like, growing the hobby, getting people excited about
Mine's
it.
about
And
making money. I want to make dough.
I understand
I
that.
want
That's
money to
what's
fly.
wrong. That's what's wrong with the hobby. Because
Making money?
yes, in my storage I have like my Charizard ETB from Evolutions, and it's like, yeah, it's it's selling for like $600-$550 right now. Like, cool. But like, I just feel bad.
Buy it.
I know. Well, no, that's not,
Easy.
that won't be hard.
Easy.
But it's just like, I have that in the Blastoise, and it's like, I don't really want to sell. I don't know if I want them. I don't know if I want to sell them, but it feels wrong. Cause it's like, I know back in when I bought them, how much I bought them for. And
Dude, that's
I know,
silly.
but that's because I have a
ridiculous.
heart. I know.
No,
I
that's not
know,
a heart. That's
I
just
know.
stupid. That's Adam. That's just stupid.
Okay. I guess I'm just one of those people.
No,
I
because
don't know.
like that you can't. It's just like single cards. You just talked about you update the price of your single cards weekly. It's the same thing for sealed.
Okay, fine, Justin. I'll bring my sealed stuff. Well, it's like, I don't want to sell somebody something, and
If you don't want to sell sealed, that's totally fine.
I don't
I'm
know.
just saying-
Sealed to me is just it's a weird thing for me,
Sealed
because
for
like,
us is the biggest seller that we have at a show.
yeah, and a lot of people are looking for sealed stuff. Like, that's
Well, because
they
we're a
come-
store, and that's a green flag to people. They're like, "Oh, this isn't like we know we got this from distribution." Like, you know what I mean? It's not like someone like in a back alley. Like,
And secretly, Lane is the person in the back alley. You know,
I'm printing
shoplifting
those
from a
boxes
guy.
in the back. Yeah, like because it's something I know we're not going to go too much longer. I just this was the show. It was the dream show that I don't know if Adam would do. In the first 20 minutes, a guy almost bought 80% of our booth, and I'm ecstatic. Like 3-day show. I drove 5 hours, 10 minutes in. I'm ready to
80%
pack
of the
her up.
Is this like another vendor? Like,
What do you think it was, Adam?
I think it was another vendor, 100% looking for
Whatnot,
product.
bro.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
that
Oh
needs
my-
stuff for whatnot.
Yeah,
amazing. No, so,
because
okay, continue your
everything
story.
else they
Did
could
you
grab.
sell to this guy? How
Oh
much
yeah.
did you sell?
Oh yeah.
What was his name? Do you know his name?
Not a clue. Could care less. He had thousands of dollars. Like, he had many thousands of dollars. Because like,
Was
what
he
we brought,
walking around and being filmed?
No, and like
Oh,
that
okay,
was
okay.
out of nowhere. Like, because it was cool. Like, oh man, you guys. Because like, so what we do is whenever a set comes out, like, so with Mega Evolutions, we get 100. Let's say 20 cases, whatever. We'll put one case back for future, whenever future is, and we have poopy sets back, right? We have Scarlet and Violet we talked about, and other sets that like still being set on. We do that with Magic. We do that with every card game, and sometimes we let them free. Like when we do these shows, like this one, it was like Prismatic, not the surprise boxes, like the $200 box, the $100 and whatever dollar box. And we just had a ton of other sealed product, and it was like the first 10 minutes. And we've dealt with Whatnot Bros before at Collecticons and everything, and they come to you, delusions of grandeur. Like, hey, would you be open if I buy you out? And we're like, yes, we would. We would love that. They're like, cool. You get your calculator out. I'll get my calculator out. We'll do the dance. And 5 times at Collecticon, everybody's the same. They want 70% up. So they want 30% off, right? Like they want 30% off.
Yeah.
And it's easier for us because where we buy, like where we get it from distro, like we get it from, like we sat on it, whatever. But this guy does all the math, does everything. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm really low on Whatnot stuff. 10%. 10% off. And I'm
So
like,
he's buying at 90.
he's buying at 90.
Yeah.
And the owner's there, and we offload probably almost 20K. of like, oh, it's great, Justin. We went to Brazilian steakhouse that night. We were feeling it, like unlimited. Give me that skewers of meat. Like
Did you even
we
have
were
a booth for the rest of the show?
no. So and if you remember, I said this with Collecticon about selling the Magic Final Fantasy to the guy.
Yeah.
That we had a box at 1,200. I sold one to a guy in front of him. I'm like, well, let me go get more from our back row. And I pull out a case. He's like, you know what? Just give me 6 of them. And they're $1,200, $1,300 a piece. I'm like, okay, money bags, here you go. And he cracks them all. What a nut. Like, but
That sounds like something I would do.
This guy from Whatnot's like, well, I did the math. I can charge this per pack for these booster boxes. Sure. Get this. Because Destin Rivals is almost $500 a booster box. Like, yeah.
Which is like, why?
So for us, like we're like, yeah. So they know stores can move. We can do a little more on the dance. We thought he was going to go like 80 or 75. I'm like, man, we've done this before. Later in the show, this was only a 20-person like vendor show. Like, but there was like 100 like because everybody got tables. Another Whatnot,
you
bro.
only had like 20% of your stuff left. Did you?
Well, it was like Magic and other stuff, but we had some singles. But he took almost all of our silk product. Almost like all of it was gone.
So did you just go to other vendors and start buying back?
No, I want to go home. We have stuff at home.
So that's another topic. Is
it happened 3 times that show? We had vendors buy us out on different things. Oh. That guy bought out of the sealed product. We had a guy buy every single slab. He works for one of those like lottery, like the vending machines things that are popping up now for slabs. He works for those. They buy it like 95%. So 5% off.
Goodness.
Bought all of our slabs. Had a guy buy my dollar box at 75 cents for a card. And I sold him 4,000 cards. And then he's like, man, I spent $30,000 at this show. I'm like, yeah, awesome. Spend more. You know what I mean? So like we go back and it's what you want. Like all dollar bill. Like, and we're not like, you know what I mean? I'm giving these people deals. Like that's what Adam said. Like we're about money. Like I'm pricing these cards to move. I'm buying these from other trainers. We bought a $30,000 collection. I sent you guys that week. That like we remember like that all that stuff I sent you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my dream is you buy me out in the first 10 minutes and I get to go eat Brazilian steakhouse and I can just go home. Like what a show.
So well, that's the thing. So some people, they make whatever their target goal is and then they just pack up and go. I've seen it at every single show I've ever been to. And it's just like I see an entire half of the room. Like
yes.
Everyone on the other side of the room is all packing up, and it's like
those multiple day shows. That's what happened. Yes.
Well, no, this is a 1-day show.
I was gonna say my 2 or 3 day shows are like, I'm not coming tomorrow. I have already made all the money I want. Like I'm out. Like,
yeah, and it's just I think there needs to be something put in place for like
a majority of the shows I do get punished.
If you stay till the end, you get X, Y, or Z, and I understand that that's not like a great business decision. For
we get a deposit back. 80% of the shows I do, you get a deposit. Yeah.
See, and then that needs to be a standard.
Yes.
That needs to be a standard because if you leave before the show's ended, like I went to a show that I went to a show that they were just starting out. That I think this was their second show or third show, and it was packed. There was tons of Pokemon, tons of sports. Everybody was there. Every table, everybody was engaged. Everybody was talking, and there was a sign out front that said, Pokemon card show, sports cards, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it was a busy street and it's very close to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And it's like, where were the people? And it's like, I posted on the internet. They posted, like I saw all their posts. So it's like, I know that they tried and it's just like, nobody showed up. And it's like, so, I think the show went to like 3 or something. And at 1:00, people were just leaving. And it's like, and then it basically got to the point where it was us and like the guy in front of me and the guy next to him. And then the guy that is doing the show. So it's like, there was like 4 tables left.
People ask for refunds. Like when they get in, they're like, you promised this. The ad says 20 plus tables. Where's your 20 tables?
Right. And I think as a consumer,
yes,
as somebody going into an event or a show, if that's the case, please speak up, because that is a huge deal, because that's something that like I get upset. I'm like, I signed up to be here till 4. It's 2:00. Why is everybody leaving? Like, and then, but it does honestly work out for me, because a lot of people come to me because I'm one of the only other people
last
that are,
one. Yeah.
yeah. And I don't feel bad for being the last one. I don't like, I want people to know that they can come and shop and not be like, feel pressed for
That
time.
one show
The
I
only,
went with you to, not the best flipping card show, but the other one.
oh, where the whole place dismantled around us.
Yeah, we were the last table left. I was
So
like,
why-
they're
But people-
legit putting tables
Yeah,
away.
all the time.
Yeah.
What happens with us is the owner, like, when we work these shows, he's like, hey, you guys get paid hourly no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? So for most of the time, we're staying until there's 1 minute after that clock hits the last minute. You know what I mean? Like, we are. So he's like, you guys are getting paid to be here. Like, we're doing this. Like, so I'll bring bulk. I'll also go to sort through. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's, I got nothing to go to. I'm technically at work. Like, I'm technically clocked in, like, doing this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so for us, like, now we left early on the last day, like an hour, but that's just a normal. And they did free entry. That's Adam. So that's what when these multiple day shows we had people leaving, they like switched it to at free admission. But yeah, like most shows I go to now, you'll get a deposit. You put the deposit down, and then you don't get it if you leave by less than half.
See, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that, because then it causes like,
Sure.
oh, well, I usually just skip out like 2 hours early, and now I can't do that. So maybe I don't do this show. And it's like, good. Like, maybe you don't need to be there.
Sure.
I feel like if you were signing up for a show, like, you should be there that entire time.
You see, like, the honor and stuff in it, right? Like, that's what.
Yes.
Like, and usually you are the time is money guy.
It's also the hobby. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like, this is like, you're trying to grow something, and you don't want people to have a negative experience. And if people are leaving, like, your show, like, that's a bad experience for the people coming in.
Like,
You
if
know
you're
what I
going to
mean?
have this show again, how likely is someone going to come back?
Right.
I had a
Right.
vendor buy, like, when they did one of our buyouts, he felt so bad he bought it at that price. He came and gave us cash for pizza and some cheap slabs he had. It was awesome. He felt guilty. Because I don't price it near mint. I only price it lightly played. So he thought he got us. Like, and he felt so bad. He kept bringing us
See,
gifts.
that's the type of person Adam would like.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also because I caught him talking about it. I was at his booth, and I was in my work shirt. He's like, man, I can't believe I got that vendor booth. Like, I feel so bad. This is for real happen. He's like, man, I usually don't do that to vendors, and they just didn't price it right. Like, I just don't know what they priced it off of. I'm like, hey, man, which booth was it over there? I would love to give good prices. And he sees my work shirt. And he goes, hey, man, here's a free slab on me. And he gives me like a $30 slab. I'm like, okay, I'm guessing it's my booth then. He goes, yeah, my bad, man. Like, now I'm bragging about it, and he got me. So he keeps bringing other gifts. It was great. Awesome.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because I feel, I just, like, there's small things like that. Like, in any time that somebody's, like, the last person there or packs up later, I always comment and let them know that, like, I appreciate them for being willing to be here till the end.
Gosh, you're
Because, like, it's something that, like, I really am trying to push, because it's like, I want there to be an experience for somebody that shows up at 3:30 and it's a 4:00 show.
I
like,
do have one.
people
one
go to
little last
work.
thing,
People have
and-
work, and if they don't
Yeah.
get out on time, or if there's traffic or something, and they plan to get here an hour early or an hour before, and they only got here for a half
Yes.
hour, they shouldn't be
Happens a lot.
deprived of the 20 plus tables because there's
The
one
advertised
left.
time.
Well, Adam, this
Yep.
doesn't sound like you at all. This is totally Adam going to shows before he started selling.
Yes. Yep.
Like, so, and this is one thing, and Adam said with the Umbreon, and it brings me to, like, my last thing with these conventions that I keep going to. I feel like I see the same cards over and over. This happens
Yes.
with comics a
Yep.
lot.
That is
every
a
vendor
common
has the same. Like, Umbreon is one of those cards. Failed Hat Pikachu. I think there's 3 million of them suckers out there. I see that card every.
Do you want to know how many there are?
An unlimited amount. Like, but Justin, like, could you guess some of the cards you think people are?
Can you guess how many graded copies of a 10 there are?
I'm guessing like 5,000, maybe more.
43,142 of them.
Oh my goodness.
They are not rare. Stop thinking they're rare. And there are 41,000 of them in a 9.
We talked about a card now I see at every show on the last pod that Adam brought up that I didn't know. Justin, can you guess some of the cards you think are just every vendor has? Like,
Well, okay, so every vendor has.
like in their case. I'm talking not like low dollar cards. I'm talking this is in their case.
Oh, I mean, everyone has Moonbreon. Everyone has Sunbreon.
The Umbreon from Celebrations, Adam brought up last show.
Yeah.
In every case. Now,
I watched
$120 card.
I watched a trade / sale go on with the Umbreon Star at Collectible Tags. Shout out to Collectible Tags as also. They had their first trade night, and I went in there. I just had like my little briefcase with slabs and some higher end singles. Not higher end, but like to me, higher end is like $100. And I had like a little my binder that I usually have like $3 each or like 4 for $10, and they were like, no, just like set up, put it like that's what these tables are for.
Show.
I had a mini show,
we have
I traded.
Stores I know that do this. Yeah,
I traded, and I had so much fun just trading.
Yeah,
like and then I sold a few cards. Like one guy just was literally just like bought my golden Pokemon catcher, was just like, here you go, and I was like, why are you giving me that money? And then he just like picks it out. I was like, okay.
See, I would trade that Umbreon. That like because that's another thing you see so much of. That I see. I had a vendor at the one of the shows that had KFC promos. I stopped at his booth. I had a guy, Adam, with.
I have a lot of promos. I have the Wizards of the Coast full sealed pack of fire and fighting. I have a ton of like the Toys R Us promos, the Build-A-Bear Workshop promos.
Yep, those are awesome.
I have tons of stuff.
Had a guy, he had 9 of every Rumble card. He was a
9?
He was a judge that ran his locals out of an Arby's in the early 2010s, and it was awesome. He gave me a story. He had all of his judge packs out from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, promo sleeves. He got me. Because I'm like, I never
see that stuff. That stuff would stop me.
He had the 3x3 binders of all Rumbles.
Probably not a ton of people that are interested in that though.
And I'm like, that guy's making money. Like that's how that like the other like because the other people had the same of like Squirtle from Stellar Crown, right? Or like Pikachu or Charmander of Obsidian Flames. I see
every booth
almost
has
$50.
that. Yep.
Every booth has that. But like that's one thing I would almost stay away from is like these cards that you see everywhere. Like because people are trying to get rid of them, just like Adam with this Umbreon. That is an example of like this card that is supposedly hot in the market. Price is going up, but it's going up so high you're outpricing people at the same time. Where the rest of the Prismatic Terrestrial, like Adam said, are the ones I'm on the lookout for. They're all cheap comparatively.
Listen, I have 2 of the gold. Okay, just to preface, I've opened 3 ETBs.
Oh God.
9 poster collections. And this is me trading some slabs and some stuff like that for sealed product, which
and how
because
much
those
did you
slabs
waste?
I didn't spend anything. That's the craziest part is that I had already had these slabs and I traded them for all of this stuff. Except for the 4 that I got at market because I bought them at Sam's Club, the big packs. So those 3 ETBs, the 9 poster collections, the 4 surprise boxes, and the big pouch collection, which was where I got the Umbreon, and then 4 of the Sam's Club boxes. So I've opened up a crap ton of Terrestrial.
Yeah.
And I can tell you how many gold cards I've pulled. 0.
Wow.
Can I tell you how many SARs I've pulled? Okay, do the trainers count? I guess I got 2 of the trainers. Sure. But one of those trainers was in a mini God pack with Sylveon, Eevee, and the trainer. Like, I've pulled very few of anything. Like, I should have a reasonable amount.
It's part of why I never wanted to open any Prismatic.
Yeah.
And like, I understand that now. Like, I do. But, like, for me, it is enjoyable. Like, Ashton, and I understand now why Ashton I'm saying it out loud. I understand why he enjoys the set and these Pokemon so much from Terastal, because that's all we've seen. We haven't been able to open up any packs from any other set because there's
that's
nothing.
That's true. I haven't thought about that. Adam's right. I've seen more Prismatic than I had like Mega lately in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
so think like, and I am dead set on this.
That.
Think about the kids right now. Their parents can't find any packs. They are like in desperation mode. They have to fight all these people to get this product at a higher price. Like, when I see kids come to shows, there's nothing reasonable for them to purchase that's like fun and exciting to them, for them to get into Pokemon. Not necessarily.
Well, I still have Mega at MSRP at PAX. Like, so that's like, we do a 3-pack limit per person, and we've had parents and like come like for their kids. But at shows, right, I'm not bringing like the $5 packs. I'm bringing.
But we need to do something as a community for the kids, because the kids are the future. And if we're just like, no, sorry, little Johnny, this is a $10 card. You can't afford it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what like with dollar boxes, but stuff like that.
Adam,
like,
scalping is the future. Come on.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the only thing that not that I disagree with, but I do to a point. But like, shows are usually for not hiring collectors, but like Collecticon, and we did see a lot of kids there. But like, for me, especially like with driving, bringing if I only have X amount of space in a trailer, right, I'm wanting to bring the most for my buck of like that takes up the space. Like, and we still give away Halloween packs because I had a vendor
watch out, those Gengars. Ooh,
sure. I had a vendor having his kid do the trade up challenge with his dollar binder, and like seeing him do it, like we've had that happen. So like, and that's how people have been getting around the trade up challenges for kids, is at least they're getting something, and you just hand it to them. But like, yeah, like dollar boxes, stuff like that. But we've had. Yeah, you're right.
I actually like trade-up challenges because I will work with them, but I will make sure it's $1. Like, it's an increase of $1, and it's like,
you get them on a technicality.
No. I'm giving them like, it's okay. So
I'm getting close to putting the sign up.
You're showing.
I'm getting close to putting
your card is $3.
Sign that says no.
I'm
trades.
okay with giving you something that's $4. Yeah.
Because vendors now, and like I got to see it firsthand, are making their children do it because
I
you're more
have
likely
seen
for a
that.
tryout.
Yes,
that is a new thing. I thought did we talk about that on the last pod? Like,
we did not, but that is something like I know the kids now. I know the kids, so it's like
there's videos I've seen, and I now know more like too of like people are like, hey, here's $20, go do a trade up and see like once you hit this milestone, I'll give you something. And yeah,
see,
like
that's
this girl,
manipulation on the parents' end.
6 times. This girl did it 6 times with different things at this 20 vendor show, and I'm like, I see your dad right there. You get this Halloween pack again. Hiya, like. No, I like this is where the shows Justin I love because Adam and I are polar opposites in different ways.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we will need a part 2 at some point, but
yeah, we're running long.
We are.
Closing remarks.
Well,
closing remarks, Adam. Nope. Closing remarks.
No, I understand that.
Uh-huh.
So leaving you with a question for the listeners: what do you actually want from a card show?
Yeah, that's
and what do you wish would change about the current experience?
Deodorant.
Well, a lunch break, an intermission. Oh my gosh! For the vendors.
Okay, I do ones that
I just
food trucks
eat my
deliver
sandwich.
to vendors. I had a couple that I didn't get to eat the day, but now it's now common for ones I go to that food trucks deliver to vendors.
Well, you just do well enough, and then you go eat at Brazilian steakhouse. That's what Lane told me.
Well, that's when you're taking 3 and 4 employees.
I made a sandwich.
Justin, it was great. It was
I made
awesome.
a sandwich, okay, and I literally took a bite. And then it was like, oh, this huge conversation. And And then again, shout out to somebody who, like, I think they got like 40 or something like that dollars worth of cards, and we just talked for so long. I don't even remember. It was like towards the end of the show, but we just talked and talked and talked. And I'm like, $25, you're good. And they're like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, you
paid in
talked my ear
conversation.
off. Yeah, I was like, that was good conversation. You talked to me. You told me about what you collect. Like that's worth more than the cards.
I'm talking about food. I've had hosts of the show come by and say, "Hey, we're taking orders from all the vendors. We can come get it later, or take your card with me if you're comfortable. We're taking orders." That's how I get fed. Love it. Do that more. That's awesome.
Okay.
My closing remarks is I can't wait to play. Like, now I actually have a goal to watch, like, play on live.
Yeah, and I know we didn't take a break, so
Really.
I just want to give a huge thank you to our executive producer, Tish Smith, and a big thank you to our gym leaders, Ben, Espion, Willow, Herbert, Matthew, and Sushi Slayer, as well as our other executive producers on the network, Xander, Monkey Bread, and Kate the Cons. Make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, special conditions, grab some merch, send us a message, and connect with all the other shows on the network. But again, please let us know what your thoughts are on shows. Like, honestly, any and all feedback. It just, like,
Feedback
I got...
I don't go because they scare me.
Yes.
Could be that.
I've had that happen before.
Yeah, I joined a new Discord for my area, and I asked, I was like,
Mega
what
Evolution spec?
I said, what is something that you'd like to see? And they said, like, it always feels bad when, like, we know that, like, I'm losing money on, like, my cards when I trade them in. I asked them, I was like, well, what would you like to see? And they said, it'd be nice if, like, okay, I just spent a bunch of money, like, could you give me, like, a discount on some packs? Like, instead of it being, $5 a pack, maybe it's $3 or $2 a pack, like, which I think is reasonable.
If they want to sell their cards, open a store.
Well,
if they go on a TCG.
Here's a code for a free
trade-in.
pack. C6B26TVVWQJWM.
Love it.
All right, guess the energy.
Grass.
Brown.
I'm gonna go psychic. Oh, I got it.
Cheated.
Justin was looking at it. I saw him.
I mean, why would I cheat on something like this?
I want you to pull this shuckle so I can see it again.
Delphi's.
I want you to pull the gold. Gold one.
We got the best card right here.
Awesome. Can you send that to me? I need
Delibird.
that.
Yeah.
Just put it in a plain white envelope.
There we go. Spiritomb.
Garnatical or
Yeah, it's hard to read backwards. Mega Signal. Lieutenant Surge's Bargain.
What a card.
Shedinja. And a Hollow Steelix. Womp.
Womp womp. All right, folks, and with that, that's a great show. Now, and just know that we're not just sellers, we're about the community too. Card shows can be more than just tables of cardboard. They can be spaces of connection, excitement, and nostalgia. Let's lead by example.
People add me on Go. I have people add me on Go. I'll have it on the table.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "You play? Yeah, add me."
Yeah.
I had that, and I nickname them of, like, Nerd from Cleveland or something. So if I'm ever back at that show, like, I'll wear my Go Fest shirts, and that happens all the time.
And let's just lead by example. Listen to the community, and bring fun back to the hobby we love. Because it's like when I started this, it felt a lot different. And now it just feels like very transactional.
That's what I want the next show to be, is what can we go, like, what is the forward future? What can it be to change it back to? Because I think it's impossible, and I'm very grim about it, but that's a whole different day.
Yes. Because it's not stopping. It's not
the end
stopping.
Is not.
Like,
my vendor says, no, we are, next 2 years, this is what we get ready for.
But this is something that, like, scares the crap out of me, because, like, it's like, if kids can't find packs right now, okay, hear me out. If they can't find packs now, and they're going to the store, what is making them, like, where are they getting cards from, and how are they, like, no, okay, just
the garbage.
if kids can't go into the store, but they go into the store and they see One Piece cards or they see Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
We've had people flip over to other games. Yeah.
Yeah. What game do you think they're going to start playing because it's readily available?
Yeah.
Right?
You know,
We've had a lot to switch over to One
I'm
Piece.
scared. I'm
Good.
for the
Less
future.
competition.
I'm
kidding.
scared for the
being
future
difficult.
of the game because of how volatile the market is. That's
Again,
where I'm
conversation
at
for
right
next
now.
time. I'm not scared for the future of the game because think about how crazy it is right now.
Mine
it's-
with the
it's-
30th next year. Mine with the
We're always
30th anniversary.
maxing
Exactly,
out
exactly. That's what-
tournaments, 3,000 player tournaments.
What I'm trying to get at is
He said it's the future trainer of the next.
It's the next generation. What are we doing to the next generation that's going to make them want to continue playing?
agree.
If the kids today can't find cards and they can't buy cards and they how are they building decks if they aren't?
Mine is not
getting
even
the
buying decks
cards?
because we always collect before the decks mostly, right? We don't know a lot of people that go
Yeah.
straight into playing. It's like, oh, I already have cards. Can I make a deck out of the cards?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think anyone's going straight into playing, unless you have a parent, friend, or relative that is already playing and wants you to play with them.
And they make you So that's where and I get where Adam's saying is like this next of like, man, in 10 years I can't wait to buy Pokemon. Like for us, it's like, oh, we bought it 10 years ago. Or 20 years ago, however long, because Adam, like 6 years old. Like, it was one of those things. I know about that. But because if they can't get this nostalgia for it, it's the future part. That's where I get with that. Future. This is a future show.
All right. And with that, remember, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal.